Listening to the Law Enforcement Pirate Radio Network. Radio Free Larry presiding.
You can run, but you can't hide.
Radio Free Larry.
All right, here we go again. Buckle up, rough roads ahead. So yeah, that's a big one. That sat in the background until God, pushed Chase to move. Everything. I'm the guy you don't want to move against, no matter what they say. I mean, I'm sure they pay well. It doesn't matter if it goes anywhere. Just me saying it and realizing it will affect your bank. Even if it goes bigger, it's not going to go as big as they wanted it to go, or have as much reach as you want. In fact, we're shutting it down now. So again, that's why Epstein was never being arrested, because his job was to do dirty people, and you've seen how he dirtied people, right? But then they go, well, you don't want to hang out with Larry because he'll dirty you like that. But that's the weird shit. But everybody hangs out with Epstein, right? No, a lot of people did. Trump stopped hanging out with him because he didn't want to get in trouble, but Trump was part of that nonsense. So Chase was part of it because they're part of it. Right. They were part of propping up Epstein so that he would, they may not have known why they were doing it, but they were part of it, which is corruption. And the CIA and FBI and DHS, when they engage in those criminal activities, including your local and state PDs, it's always law enforcement, right? Or spy business, but it's all bullshit. It's self-promotion, organized crime, racketeering, bribery, so on and so forth. Thank you. You're just such a great guy. Thank you. No, I knew from the first day that Biden went in that he was related to spycraft operators that agreed that they were deep state and were part of that effort to legitimize deep state. So I knew from day one that Biden had advisors that were these criminals. And I'm sure they're still there. So I wasn't like, oh, Biden's going to do it. But again, the biblical method is, and the biblical prescribed activity is, that we're going to do it. This is going to be great. We're going to make the world really great, and all those type of things. And this is the way you're supposed to do it. Again, when you enter into a city, when you enter into something, the best thing to do is to support it. I mean, if it's worthy of support, and it was worthy of support. He was trying to help the people, but again, he's, a president, any president has advisors. But if the president can't get to the point of fixing the nation because of some sort of extortion going on, which I believe is going on. In other words, if Hunter Biden or President Biden or anybody in the administration tries to help me, something comes at them from a dossier or from a fake dossier, because most of it's fake dossier that they use. So all of a sudden, Hunter Biden has issues. All of a sudden, there's another ad about President Biden being a pedophile. So to save themselves, they won't help me. And at a certain point, because you ran for office, because you sought a position with the administration, then that becomes something of a bane to you. It will keep taking you down. Now, the Republicans are so shitty without me I mean, they could make it. I mean, psychology is psychology. People are stupid. They're very basal. But it looks like they're putting themselves out, which is going to lead the way to probably remove a couple Supreme Court justices. But it's a big step for it to happen. But based upon, let's say we were in a better time with people that actually have a brain. I don't know, a few generations ago. But even the people that are a few generations ago that are running these things don't have brains. Now they have money, they don't have brains. They're very ignorant people. That's the way the spycraft system works. It's afraid of real intelligence. They need boneheads. And as I said earlier, fuckheads. Boneheads and fuckheads. That's what it's called. You're a fuckhead, all of you. You walk around the earth fucking people. And that's how you make your money. You did it when you were kids. Now you do it as adults. And your kids learn from all of you to be fuckheads. So your family's gone. I'm bad. Trying to use the bar, destroy it. And they have been working, man, because I didn't hear it. We'll destroy that bar. We did it before. So again, the psychology, the system of psychology they use was put in for corrupt purposes. It wasn't put in to do anything decent. It was there so they could just arbitrarily do this and do that and point to some bullshit psychology. No, then they go, well, all you have to do is do what we want. That's bullshit, all of you. What you want is for me to commit a crime or to commit suicide or something like that. So again, it's bullshit. And that's what they're actively doing here because they've done it before. Again, once I'm here, all I'm going to do is, live my life peacefully. When they do this, that identifies them as a community that has caused criminal activity and is either, and probably both, arrested and killed somebody based upon that activity. Which means it's not a test, it's a force. It's a psychological force. It's spycraft force. It's witchcraft. And they go, well, we're in the church, we're in law enforcement. Again, that's why God says that he's not a respecter of persons. And neither should you be. Because that's the scam Satan's using here. Well, these are the best of the best. No, they're not. They're freaking murderers that were propped up by CIA to murder people, as well as their cronies in the private sector. But why do we know you spy? Big? No, not big. All right, I moved somehow. I think that's. All right, I found it. But that shows you it's witchcraft, right? I said spycraft, and then that happened. I moved a certain way, and the cable had an issue. Now, this is a beautiful cable. But it's already overcome. So I'm going to have to send that in for warranty service. Actually, they'll send me another one. I got to go get another cable and make this work. Right. I just ordered it, I think, recently. But you see, I said spycraft, and also so like I say, is that spycraft or is it witchcraft? Are they hacking me, or is it? But it is a hack. It's a mind hack or a witchcraft hack. A life hack in a negative way. So, if you're having a conversation, cops will roll by, and eventually the other person might, and they'll say, if you're not criminal, it won't bother you. That's bullshit. You torture people till it bothers them. And some of these people may have been tortured since they were little kids. Or they would run sirens back and forth when you have a conversation. The whole time we were doing that prayer thing, they were running sirens back and forth. I don't know if it's legitimate or not. I know you're corrupt. You're the ones that entered into corruption and showed that and they love showing people that they're corrupt. They love it. I mean, that's sick. That's their power, to be corrupt, to be a fuckhead, a corrupt fuckhead. Oh, but we answer 911 calls, and you see you're going to need 911. You even called 911. Has nothing to do with it. If you didn't do this in my life, I'd be answering 911 calls. I'd probably be running the U.S. 911 call system and made it more perfect than it is and has ever been. I mean, come on, you're fuckheads. Satan threw you in there to fuck everything up. So again, God is not a respecter of positions, therefore neither should we. And that's proof positive. I'm going to go inside, but I'm not going to sign off. I'm going to try to grab one of my other new cables and see if I can. It's kind of short for this. I actually need 1 foot probably on this one. I mean, it's a sturdy cable. It's just such a shame. See, I was holding it. If I don't hold it, then it phases out now. All right, let me try something here. If I can get it to release. We'll try that. Let me try that before I replace it. I don't think it's going to go now. Maybe it was just being stressed. Heal that guy. Sometimes I work for the VA and I heal their people. You know, they're people that are on disability. He goes off to work. So he knows what's going on. And he works, you know, he has a job. He's working for a major, there he is. He went to the trash dumpster for a little bit there, but working for a major company. You know, not probably have a huge job, but he knows he's being harassed, as he knows his life's being destroyed. Again, they focus heavy on combat veterans because they just don't do well with people that are better than them, more intelligent than them, more capable than them. That was a big problem in the Marshal Service, huge problem in the office I was in. But I mean, it's everywhere nowadays. Those are the type of people that took over. Well, you know, they say it's the game. Like, you know, they're in with Trump, you're fired. I mean, they're sickos. There is no game. That's when you degrade the performance of a coworker in the federal government that's a law enforcement officer, it's assault on a federal officer, impeding. It's obstruction of justice. They won't charge anybody, but that's what it is. Again, the litmus test is not if the Justice Department charges you or somebody else charges you. That's the bullshit world. That's the respecter of persons, the bullshit respecter of persons world. You all committed those crimes. You have a serious slew of felonies that have been committed your entire careers. So those actually exist. It's just a matter of bringing those to light and speaking about them. And then that could cause you to expire if necessary. So I just kind of change your course and go back to law enforcement. It's the covering up of it and making bullshit stories about it, how it's mission essential to be a criminal, that causes that to have some validity, and it shouldn't have any. Because what they're doing is making it their whole system makes it necessary to be that, but it's all a bullshit system. There is no necessary to be any of it. But they make the world unsafe and say, well, you need us, we need this program, and we have evidence that this program worked. It's bullshit. Program never worked. Just think about some FBI agents that are honest, and you'll hear about it. Never fucking worked. They all just fucking lie. And the other agents are pissed off because they can't do real work. It's all bullshit. Is Trump guilty? Yes. It has nothing to do with what I'm saying. Although Trump's part of that spy craft bullshit. Why do you think he was around Epstein? So the Clintons, what happens is the Clintons are forced into being certain people because they happen to be around Epstein and some other people. Did they kill people? I think somebody killed people and made it look like it's them. I think CIA was busy killing people and made it look like the Clintons. That's what I think happened. Now I could be wrong. Or see, people like the CIA, again, private contractors, but all the same type of people. Fuckheads. So that's what I think. So what I think matters. And you are moving the move-in dates, knowing that I want to move directly into an apartment. But it's not like, oh, we're just fucking with them. That's where they go with it, because they're only one part of it. So they move the date on the move-in, and then someone else moves in another direction. Let's say the maintenance guy says, let us in that apartment. We'll give you $100,000. So all you got to do is let us in there for a few hours. See there. Oh, yeah. So, yeah, this is weird. It zoomed out at that point. I still think it's mechanical. But that shows the witchcraft is up. So again, there's ways to detect what's going on in the world. So I think I moved said to move a couple of healings recently. I don't remember exactly what they were. Because again, I don't obsess over what I'm doing. I have a lot of work to do for God, and I forget stuff before I remember it. Because it's just not important. I have to keep stuff in my mind that's important, so I dump a lot of information. So again, I don't obsess over what I say about you until I say it again, but it's not obsessing. I don't like visit it in my mind all day, but I do visit other people in the mind, and they speak to me. No, a lot of officers are pissed off at them because they destroyed law enforcement. They're not capable. This is not like some liberal ploy to make people criminal. It's not some liberal ploy to make people criminals, although there are liberals that are part of it. It has nothing to do with politics. That's the scam. So again, law enforcement used to get credit for lower crime. But now it's whatever. You get credit for causing certain people to commit crime. And they'll say, well, they're all pedophiles anyway. I mean, that's just where they go with it. They're sick. But again, I've spent decades fighting their spycraft trying to make me a pedophile. In fact, I probably helped other people not be it. And then I go, well, the person was already a pedophile. That's one of their biggest bullshit statements. They were already a pedophile. So it's been 30 years because they owe us for being a pedophile. There it is again. This is very uncomfortable for me to say this. It's mechanical, but it's very uncomfortable for them to hear this because it's the truth. And they're causing that with witchcraft. So I got to go try to get the other cable. Well, because, they're not the heroes they pretend to be. Not at all. Not in the least bit, because their goal is to cause the issue that they come along and rescue you from. That's a very big sickness. Again, Leonard Orr. What was his first name? John Leonard Orr or something? He was out in California. He was a fire arson investigator or fire marshal or something? And he would actually set fires. He eventually caught him, and he's in prison. but he killed a few people in the effort. See, that's when they see stuff like that, they get paranoid. And then they want to lash out and control everything because they don't want to go to prison for that type of activity. So they're John Leonard Orrs in law enforcement and intelligence, even in the fire companies, causing the failure, causing the fall. Again, it's a form of Munchausen by proxy. And of course, those are the people that get condemned in the Bible. So you see how that all works out. They just sent me a false cue about a woman. They keep doing that. They want me to leave. They want me to try to be with a woman, not for good purpose. I mean, of course I want to be with a woman, but they want me to start speaking to them so they can make up some bullshit about it, or follow her around a while, extort her, and then bring her in. I mean, this woman over here, they could probably promise her citizenship. When I said that word "workout," it highlighted her. That's how life actually exists, but they've antied it. They either block it completely or they anti it, where you would go to the wrong woman. Oh, she's probably not a U.S. citizen. She'd probably fold in about 7 minutes after you go off. Not even 7 minutes. A minute after you're off. Not even that. 10 seconds after you're off with your citizenship. I mean, this is the kind of shit they're into. Oh, they don't. Believe me. There's not a cop here that can't get her citizenship to do me. There's not a federal, state, or local officer or PI that's connected. And probably any PI, because all they have to do is find an officer. Go, hey, that's what we're gonna do. We give her citizenship, and then she'll make statements. And I mean, it's how open it is. They don't give a shit. Sickos. I mean, they're sickos. They're just manipulating people for their own personal gain, their own criminal enterprises gain. That's sicko, all of you. Sicko weirdos. No, you're not great. You're all weirdos. You sit online all day. Again, if you sat online as a 14-year-old and just, and I guess there's probably some officers, and they go, that officer's not that good. He doesn't catch too many people because he's not casting spells and calling up a PI to tell him to spycraft operate and isolate a victim. See, I'm hearing from some officers, and they said they moved out of the sex crime units because of that bullshit. And I can't say anything, or they'd have a life like mine or worse. I was sickened by it. Instead of rescuing people and making things not happen, they were there making it happen. And I'll tell you right now, it wasn't a big deal. They uploaded some stuff. I mean, it was a big deal. It was like a OneDrive. They uploaded my stuff, but there was nothing there. So they can turn on your OneDrive and upload the porn. And again, they shouldn't be doing that. But, if they're there to upload the porn, they were probably there to push the person into the porn, the illegal porn. I mean, that's not how the world's supposed to work. You're not supposed to be making criminals. You're not testing people. They always say, well, we're just testing that person. It's bullshit. Test your fucking selves. You'd fail in about a half a second. You're not that good. You're not that great. And you're filthy people. Nobody tests them. What they do is they indoctrinate. They know they're shitty, so they indoctrinate them into further narcissism if they're not there already. May is another one of the words they use. Here, I'll let you show on this. I think I did before also. So they would always use May, and they love to be, because I was one guy looking for an Asian wife at a certain point. It had worked for me before, and maybe this time I'm aware and awake, it would probably work better. And I wasn't in the government, and then while I was at work, they were out there manipulating my wife. They'd meet with her at a store, start talking to her about something to twist her head. Like chance meeting, but not really. Right? They were stalking my ex-wife, and she knew it, and I thought she was crazy. I mean, so again, I understand some of it, but I present enough evidence where you have to know what's going on. But they use the term may. Now, how does that work? You try to trigger the person to commit a crime during May, like a mass shooting or something like that, So it's Oklahoma played as May. I don't know if he's part of it, but he's like an asshole, so he could be because they're all assholes. Now they'll use May a lot. They were like when I was doing back in the when I was looking at Filipino women, they were using May, not just in names, and it's Thai women. They were just using it everywhere. Again, May ploy. You know, it's actually all out there. You know, spies help create this. Sometimes it's witchcraft, but May is a big one that they use. So it's on that license plate. He might be innocent, but he might be guilty. I'm investigating everything. You're the one that triggered it, not me. I'm just trying to live my life, try to go to an apartment. Now I got to figure out who everybody is. And let Father God respond based upon my witness. Or not let, or, you know, Father God will respond based upon my witness, because that's how Earth works, generally. When in consideration, or not consideration, when in reference to God. Thank you. So May is one of their trigger words. See it a lot of places. I've known that since Naples, at least. I don't know if you have incidents that happen in May, but that's one of the ones they use. Or they'll try to get the person to fantasize, in May, that's when you'll meet that woman. They even tried to make it normal to like fantasize, like hold out. Like they're trying to get me to hold out for that Jonathan Luna's girlfriend. So they had these people that would say that other people were doing that. It was just bizarre what they do. I mean, they immerse you in a world that doesn't really exist and shouldn't exist. And it's to distort your mind into actually even, I guess, what do they call it? Ideations, triggerable ideations. I think I'm saying it right. Ideation. Yeah, so they try to trigger ideation. And again, of course, that could lead to suicide, mass shootings, etc. And maybe even murder and rape. Or rape and murder would be the reverse, wouldn't it? I guess some people do it the other way, right? Murder, rape. Can you rape a dead body? No, it's something else. They call it something else, don't they? I guess you can't rape a dead body, right? I guess you could. Could you? No, we charge it different, right? I think it's what do you call that? Something with a corpse, right? But that helps them when they create these false women. Like you actually, for a person like me, again, if it's a person just looking for sex, they don't have to do that. But me that's looking for a love, they can try to create that. And that's what she tried to create. And then I played them a little bit to figure out what the hell they were doing. And then she went, apparently she complained. You know, I don't know if it really happened, but suppose she went in the cell block and complained. If you call me again, then why did you give me the eyes in the cell block like that? While you were holding your phone looking at me. All he did was call you. You could have said no. Say leave it open-ended, you know. No, I have perfect memory, believe me. God's my hard drive. The whole thing they're doing is to try to destroy my memory and cloud the memory, or not all of it, but that's one of the things that they're doing of what happened. Again, right now they're trying to make it look like, well, it was your fault. No, you started. Like bullshit. You tried to spycraft kill me, you fuckheads. And they also use witchcraft, of course. So she made this hubbubaloo. And that's when I went to San Francisco, and they revealed that the flight attendant was part of it. So again, she probably worked for CIA or something. And that's where they tried to make me gay. And then we went back to New York, and they came home, I guess. Right, maybe I stopped to see Jay Moon and his family, I think, on the way home. Oh, no, that was a different assignment. Right. When I came back to Baltimore, and she was standing on the other side of the curl rack staring at me. I have no idea what she wanted me to do. Like, you just tried to kill me. If I was a lesser man, I'd had a heart attack, and I wouldn't have went on assignment. I'd been either dead or sick. Now, the thing is, there's a chance that she was operated. Everything. So I don't know. Like they were making her do that. Right. And she didn't know what to do. Like operating her, she maybe thought I was part of it. But I don't know. It just came up dirty. I had to try to figure it out. Because it was affecting the judges. Definitely affecting the judges. So again, at the same time, we did have billionaires operating our courthouses. You know, the Oracle guy, he's a fuckhead. Oh, and he's rich and he's got money. And we all work for him and we're fuckheads. So we rule the world. So we rule the world. Oh, it's all. I gotta go replace it. We rule the world. It actually has to be. No, it doesn't have to be. The world needs to be destroyed if that's what the world is. Okay. I even told my wife about her. So they would call on the phone. They would call on the phone, like crank call my wife, and she would use her name, saying that it was her. I'm like, well, that didn't go right. I was just trying to explain something to my wife. I don't even remember how it came up in conversation. But it may have been her. It may have tripped him out. I probably tripped him out further. She was using one of the agents' names when they called. They would crank call her to freak her out. Now, they would say, well, this is an investigative thing. Right. But she would eventually blame me. They got her to blame me for every crank call they made. That's how sick they are. And of course, that affected how the children see me. That'd be another trigger. Because the crank calls were happening because of your father. And they may have put that in their head. I mean, obviously they did. 100%. No. You're all put of something really dirty. You all know it. All right, I'm going to have to try to use this cable. Give me a second here. They're so mad that I walked so much yesterday that they're trying to stop me from walking. I do it for witchcraft, believe me. Maybe even did it with a little bit of spycraft. You know, their reasonings for what they do are what they are, but they're all dirty. Give me a second here. All right, I changed the cable out. I'm going to have to try to do something with that cable. Chinese people are pretty fair. I'm waiting on he was going to give me my money back, and I didn't want to jump into it. I wanted to give it a little time. He said, I'll give you a discount or your money back. The USB-A port is trashed. And, you know, when it trashes within a month, then you got to wonder what's going to trash within 6 months. Right. So he's like, I'll give you a little money back, or like we can do a refund. Because I bought it for the USB-A boards. And, you know, it just doesn't. And I have like this warranty on it, but I can't use it until I go through him. And then like, it just gets complicated if he gives me a little money back. So, all right, I'm not going to converse with you out of here. I'm thinking that voice is partially them. There are somebody that's trying to communicate with me in mine, but they're positive, and the negative people are trying to make it come out of my mouth. Because I'm listening spiritually, I'm an oracle. Again, but that's how the mental illness occurs. Like you could be an oracle, and then they get in your channels and try to, make it fucked up, and then it becomes mental illness or whatever. So everybody that's kind of mentally ill is probably a channel of some sorts. They're actually your power people, your people that needed to be well, so that the planet could actually have some science above Elon Musk and some big, funny car dragster rocket where we're actually using like magnet or something. They kill the genius, so then idiots are geniuses on this planet. I mean, as far, Musk is propped up. I don't hate the guy, but he is being used somewhat by spies. But I mean, he has a great life. What can he say? No, he's not really that intelligent. None of you are really that intelligent. I've shown my intelligence, then you kill me, and it's like, well, there it goes. It's gone. Bye. It's just like my voice. I was a virtuoso. And you cursed it and killed it, and it was gone. Again, they would say, well, God's doing. No, you're all doing that. For whatever way that it was gone. And of course, they know how to do the thing where they block your mind from genius. Just keep operating and stressing the person, and then it won't come as easy. It's a spycraft technique. Criminal spycraft, because it's being used in the United States against a citizen. Gotta keep walking, stay exercising. Actually, I'm almost in an hour because I had like a 20-minute one before or something, 25 minutes. I don't remember. I got to drop my weight. I only broke through whatever you were doing to me, and I think it was physical. Such a surface struggle. So it's not too hot in the morning. It's going to get a little warm today. No cloud cover, but it's only going to last a day or two, and I think 2 days, and then rain start again. Cloud cover comes in, and we drop back down to the 80s. So that's kind of what I expect when it gets hot. Not like Oklahoma and Texas where it just keeps getting hotter. So that's the funny part. They all moved to Texas. I don't know what age they are. A lot of them are retirees, I guess, or somewhere, in the upper age group. But, it's going to get hot down there. Hot as hell. God's bringing hell in Texas. It's going to be like 130 degrees before they know it. I remember when I went to Arizona. It's like 115 degrees. I was like, but it didn't feel that bad, actually. It was just it was dry. But, there's a lot of nightlife. You learn to, embrace the nightlife. Not that the weather's much better, but it was super hot in Arizona when I went there. So I almost have an hour of walking, I guess. An hour of broadcast. Well, stay peaceful. Praise God in all that you do. Praise God.